evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Raymond Yeung.
And I'm Carain. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Beijing liaison office head in Macau dies after falling from his flat.
17 people killed after train derails in Taiwan.
And police smash drug factory in Yeung.
The head of Beijing's liaison office in Macau, Zheng Xiaosong, has fallen to his death.
Beijing authorities confirmed the news this morning and said he had suffered from depression. News of Macau's liaison office chief Zheng Xiaosong falling to his death this morning rocked the political circle in the SAR. The Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office in Beijing confirmed the tragedy on its website at around 10 a.m. In a brief statement, the office said Chang plunged to his death at his residence in Macau last night because he suffered from depression. About an hour later, Macau's liaison office followed suit with a similar statement. Leaders from Beijing sent representatives to the former Portuguese colony to offer their condolences to Zheng's family. Zheng made his last public appearance on Friday when he met members of a local think tank. The 59-year-old had only taken up his post in September last year. Born in Beijing, Zheng joined the Communist Party in 1986 and was groomed to be a diplomat. He studied Norwegian at the University of Oslo and took courses at the University of Oxford. Before his role in Macau, Zheng once worked at Xinhua News Agency's Hong Kong branch, Beijing's de facto embassy in the city before the handover. He also had stints at the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Finance. Macau Chief Executive Fernando Choi sent a message of condolence to the liaison office, saying he was shocked about Zheng's death. Locally, Chief Executive Carrie Lam also expressed sorrow over Zheng's passing. In a statement, Lam said she knew Zheng when he was in Fujian province while she was chief secretary. They had worked together to promote cooperation between Hong Kong and the province. She said Zheng was familiar with Hong Kong and was concerned about the city's development. Lam added that she was grieved to learn of his sudden departure and offered her deepest condolences to his family on behalf of the Hong Kong government. However, some have doubted whether Zheng really suffered from depression. NPC Standing Committee Deputy Tam Yu-chung said there should not be any speculation and he would not link Zheng's death to any events. He also believed Wednesday's opening of the mega bridge linking Hong Kong, Zhuhai and Macau would not be affected.
At least 17 are dead and over 100 injured after a train derailed in tourist hotspot Yilan City in Taiwan this afternoon. The train was on its way from Shulin to Taidong when it derailed on a bend at Xinma Station in Su'ao at around 4:50 p.m. At least 5 carriages flipped and landed on their side. Dozens were trapped inside the train. Many were unconscious as they were carried out by firefighters. Hospitals near the scene have activated emergency response centers to handle the mass casualty event. Police busted a drug factory in Yeung on Friday and seized $42 million worth of drugs.
3 people were arrested and will be in court tomorrow. Police seized $42 million worth of drugs during an anti-drug operation in Yeung on Friday. They found 32 kilograms of cocaine, 2 kilograms of crack cocaine, 1.6 kilograms of heroin, and 500 grams of ketamine. Tools to make the drugs, including brick-shaped molds and a hydraulic jack, were also confiscated. During a press conference today, police revealed that the operation was carried out following a tip-off. Narcotics Bureau officers intercepted a man and a woman leaving a Yunnan private housing estate and found bags of drugs on them. Officers made another arrest in a unit rented by a syndicate. The unit turned out to be a drug manufacturing factory. Chief Superintendent Tam Zi-wai said the syndicate would mix cutting agents with concentrated cocaine powder. They would then press the drugs into brick-shaped molds with a hydraulic jack in order to make a higher profit. Tam said the factory was in a low-density private housing estate guarded by security, which were tactics often used by syndicates to hide from police. Police believed the gang had been operating for 3 months. Investigations into whether the suspects have a tried background and if there were more syndicates involved were still ongoing. The 3 suspects will be brought to Chunmun Magistrates Court tomorrow.
Firefighters are battling a 3-alarm fire in Tin Shui Wai tonight. Smoke billowed from a house located at the intersection of Tin Ha Road and Hong Leong Road. The iron sheet-built house was being used as a warehouse. The fire services department was alerted at about 5 p.m. Half an hour later, the fire was upgraded to a 3-alarm blaze. No casualties have been reported so far.
Chief Executive Carrie Lam has told Japanese media that authorities had acted in accordance with the law when they decided not to renew journalist Victor Mallet's work visa.
I'm saying that worldwide, internationally, there's no absolute freedom per se. There are certain circumstances where freedom will be put under certain restrictions.
Make the comments during an interview with Japanese state media ahead of her visit to Japan. The chief executive also said that the ongoing trade war between the U.S. and China only had a limited effect on Hong Kong. But she is worried trade tensions may spill into other areas, such as finance and investment, as Hong Kong's economy is extremely oriented. Lam's 5-day visit to Japan will begin on the 29th of November.
A record number of swimmers took part in the annual Cross Harbour race today.
Apart from some minor injuries, the organizers said the event went smoothly. Riley Chan reports.